All right, let's dive into a really fascinating communication hack today. This one is all about getting information when, the direct approach just isn't cutting it.
You've totally been there, right? You're in a situation where you need to know something, but the other person is being kind of vague or guarded, or they just won't give you a clear response. You ask a simple question and you get, well, not much. It is incredibly frustrating, and it happens all the time. And here's the crazy part. The reason it's so hard is that sometimes asking a direct question is actually the worst way to get the truth. I know, it sounds backwards, but a direct question can feel like an interrogation, It immediately puts the other person on the defensive. Their guard shoots right up, and their first instinct is often to hide information, not share it, even if they have nothing to hide.
This natural defensiveness is what we're going to call the wall of evasion. It's this barrier that just pops up. So the question is, how do we get around it without, just running straight into it?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting. The source material for this whole explainer offers a surprising, almost sneaky, little key to unlock that information.
Preach the false to know the truth. Wow, it sounds like a line from a spy movie, doesn't it? But believe it or not, it's the core of a very real and super effective psychological technique.
And here it is, the false statement technique. So instead of asking a question, you confidently state something that you know, or at least you suspect, is wrong. See, you're not asking them for information, you're just presenting them with bad information that practically begs them to correct you.
So why does this work so incredibly well? Well, it all comes down to a really simple psychological quirk we all have, the corrector's instinct. It turns out that for most of us, that deep, almost irresistible urge to correct a mistake is way stronger than the desire to keep a secret. We just love being right. We get this little jolt of satisfaction from pointing out when someone else is wrong, and this technique basically uses that very human instinct to your advantage.
And this really lays out the two paths perfectly. A direct question, that often leads you straight into that wall of evasion we talked about. But a false statement, that doesn't feel like a question at all. It just feels like a normal conversation where the other person suddenly gets to be the expert. They focus on making the correction, and in doing so, they reveal the exact piece of information you were looking for. Okay, so we get the what and the why. Now for the really practical part, how do you actually apply this technique out there in the real world? It's actually a pretty simple four-step process. So for example, let's say you need to know what time a really important meeting is. Okay, step 1, identify. You need the meeting time. Instead of asking, hey, what time's the meeting, you move to step 2. Formulate a plausible falsehood. Something like, so that meeting is at 3 p.m., right? Then, step 3, you state it confidently. And finally, step 4, you just wait for the